Online dictionaries are there. Listen to the pronunciation of different words. Practice before you start speaking. Hello, my name is Sunita Kadyan. Welcome to this video on IELTS speaking test tips. So how's the IELTS speaking test taken? The other three tests, listening, reading, and writing, are taken together. Now, the speaking test is taken separately. It's a face-to-face interaction with the examiner in a room where only you and the examiner are present. This test may be on the same day, the day on which the other three tests are taken, or 1 or 2 days prior to the other three, or maybe afterwards. And this test lasts for 11 to 14 minutes. So whether you are an academic student or a general training student, the speaking test is the same for both. And it is also the same whether you plan to take the computer delivered test or the pen and paper based test. So what happens in the speaking test? What kind of questions are you asked? Let's understand that. So initially, it's the check of your ID. You're asked your name. You're asked to introduce yourself. There's greeting. So you give your full name and tell the examiner how the examiner can address you. And the examiner asks you to show your passport. And the test starts after that. Your speaking test is recorded so that you can ask for a remark later if you wish. Please remember, it's informal. So you have a conversation with the examiner. And whichever answers you give, remember, you do not control the length and time of your answers. The examiner controls the length and time of your answers. So if in any of the parts or for any of the questions you give a longer answer than required, the examiner may stop you in between and ask you another question. Now, why? The test lasts for 11 to 14 minutes and it has 3 parts in it. Part 1 lasts for 4 to 5 minutes and you're asked questions on familiar topics. So the questions may be about you, your siblings, your friends, your school, your education, or what you do, or maybe about the place you belong to or your country. Around 8 to 10 questions are asked. Now, what's the strategy you must apply over here? Whatever answer you give, sometimes the questions may have an answer just in yes or no. But remember, just that much will not suffice. You must give reasons for your answer. For instance, if you're asked, what was your favorite subject at school? And in the answer, you say, my favorite subject was maths. First of all, you should paraphrase the question. Don't use the same words. I loved studying maths when I was at school. Now, why did you love that? You need to give reasons for it. So once you give reasons for it, you'll be able to exhibit a range of vocabulary, a range of tenses, and your answer should be of about 2 to 3 sentences. Not a very lengthy answer. So remember, in part 1, you must give reasons for your answer. If you love something, you like something, why? Give reasons for that. If you have a hobby, why? How does it benefit you? So it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. Then you move on to part 2. Now in part 2, you get a cue-based topic. Like it can be something as simple as this. Talk about a conversation you had with someone which was very interesting. So the question will be, talk about an interesting conversation you had with someone. When was it? Where was it? With whom did you have? And what kind of impression did that conversation leave on you? Or why do you remember it till date? So this way, about 4 cues are given to you. You get 1 minute to think, to note down your points, and then 1 to 2 minutes to speak. So 1 to 2 minutes, that means the examiner may not stop you for 2 minutes or may even let you continue even after 2 minutes are over. So you should cover all the cues that are given to you. And you should also practice speaking at length for 2 minutes. Then soon after that, a follow-up question comes, and then part 3 starts. So part 3 also lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. Now, what kind of questions are asked over here? Here it's more of a discussion based on what you say. And the examiner may come up with another question related to what you just answered. And what kind of questions are asked over here? Questions are related to the topic in part 2. Whatever topic you get in your part 2, maybe something about weather, books, your interests, or it can even be about you, the friends, or something that you lost, or a place that you visited, anything. So when this kind of questions are asked, in part 3 also you're asked questions related to all these topics. That's how you're asked questions in part 3. Remember, it's a discussion. So since it's a discussion, you should also compare and contrast. You should give your opinion also, if needed. So here, your answer may include 4 to 5 sentences. So the answers in part 3 are longer than the answers in part 1. And remain relaxed throughout. Have a pleasant disposition. Have clarity in your speech. Do not fumble. Let's understand how you are assessed in the speaking test. How do you get your band score in the speaking test? So you are assessed for your fluency. How fluent you are. Do you have lots of in your speech, or longer pauses, or are you fast? Is your space too fast, too slow? All this is checked over here. So you should be fluent enough. If you are fluent, you're coherent. If you have unnecessary fillers in between, you are not coherent. Your speech is not coherent. And you should also connect your points. Use signpost language. Also, because, instead of, although, however, moreover, use such connectors. Then you are assessed for your vocabulary. What kind of vocabulary you use? Do you use same type of words throughout, or do you use a range of vocabulary? Remember, this is the speaking test. It's an informal conversation you have with the examiner. So you should use idioms also. Some idioms, phrases, proverbs. That's what the native speakers also do. So you should have 1 or 2 here and there. Just try to go along with whatever you're saying, and in between, if you can think something off the cuff, go ahead and use it. The next criterion is grammar. So again, in grammar, it's grammatical range and accuracy. So range, it should not be such that you answer all the questions using only present tense. According to the requirement, talk about past, talk about present, refer to future time. Use a range of the tenses, and of course accuracy. So the subject-verb agreement should be correct, and the tenses should be correct. Your usage of other grammatical structures like the articles that you use, prepositions that you use, all that should be correct. And then we have pronunciation. Now in pronunciation, understand that in English, there's something unique. And what is it? That it's not just the stress on different words in a sentence. It is also the stress within the word. So word stress also that matters. For instance, now I said instance. So I put stress on one part of the word. I put more stress over there. If I say assessed, so we're putting stress on one part of the word more than the other part. So this is what you have to understand. So you must practice this also. So it's your modulation. Intonation. Intonation is how you take your voice up and you bring it down so that you sound pleasant. The other person feels like listening to you. Should not be flat. Should not be a monotone. So 4 areas. These are the 4 parameters or the criteria. for your speaking test. For fluency, 25%, vocabulary, 25%, grammar, 25%, pronunciation, 25%. That means you get a band score separately in each, and then the overall band score in your speaking test is calculated. Now, how should you prepare for the speaking test? So there are different types of questions that are asked. Answer those questions, record your voice, listen to what answers you give, check yourself. Because most of us are able to identify our mistakes, understand where you're going wrong, whether you're fluent enough or not. Re-record, practice this way on your own, check yourself for pronunciation of words. The online dictionaries are there. Listen to the pronunciation of different words. Practice before you start speaking the next time. So let's understand a few of the points that are needed when you have to prepare for the IELTS speaking test. All right, so how should you prepare for it? Make a word list according to different topics. Many students are unable to speak well or are not able to speak at length in part 2 because they do not have the required vocabulary. When they fall short of words, they are not able to speak that much. So make a word list according to different topics, what kind of words you require for whether going to a restaurant, eating somewhere, or visiting a library, or maybe going on a holiday somewhere. What kind of vocabulary is needed for these different topics? Generate ideas on different topics. So as I told you earlier, that you must record, you speak on different topics, answer different questions. For part 2, you should record your answers after preparing for it. You have to speak for 2 minutes. So how are you going to speak for 2 minutes? What all points you must include? Be very clear about it. Practice it, record it, and then check. So this way, step by step, you can prepare yourself for the speaking test. But of course, we all need practice when it comes to speaking. You want someone to evaluate your speaking skills. All the best for your IELTS preparation.